Hi guys, welcome to the walkthrough video of Toad Hall, 50 Smiths Road in Nichols Rivulet. We'll start at the driveway. So the driveway does go down to Smiths Road, and this long strip of land is part of the property heading up here. We've got a sealed driveway, tree lined with birches, oaks, a lot of beautiful deciduous trees, turning colour in the autumn. In a couple of months time will look just a picture. So it's got underground power that comes into the property. We've got a meter box just over here on my left and a cattle grid coming in just here that we drive across to enter into the house or into the property, that is. So boundaries are then heading this direction and this direction off from here. Got a really cool submarine play area there for the kids or grandkids to enjoy. Heading along, we've got a lot of really good fencing. So the property is fenced into half a dozen paddocks plus another open area that we'll see as we wander around. We've got the sealed driveway goes all the way up. You've got mixture of chicken wire, wallaby wire, barbed wire, and around the paddocks, and then you've got the fenced in area around the house with the picket fencing, which has got the more established garden in it. Down here we've got some fruit trees, so there's cherries and apples and pears and a few other things. There's some raspberries up the back and grapes and different trees there. A lot more ornamentals with some more birches and oaks and stuff just over here to this side. So it's really private. Like, there are other houses, you can see nice gardens down here below and rural farmland around, and you'll see some more of that from our drone shots, but a lot of other medium and larger acreages surrounding. The property actually goes right up and fronts Nichols Rivulet Road up on the back boundary, so it's got frontage up there as well, but this is a much nicer entrance. And as established to the property here, you can see the tree lined paddock over there is where the side boundary goes up to, and then you may be able to make out in the distance power lines running up on Nichols Rivulet Road. So that's the residential supply, and that's up on the road, so the property goes up to the road there, and we'll show you the other side as we go around. So entering into the property, we've got a large garage, workshop and gym room ahead of us here, and then the house and gardens around outside. So we might go for a little wander around the outside of the house and have a look out here. So it's quite nice gardens. You've got entry, so the main entry, we've got a gate here, another one leading down from the garage that goes in. Beautiful real sandstone paving, so something you'll notice with the house. So if you come up close, you see we've got sandstone paving around. There's a lot of real sandstone around the house, and you see the flagstones under the windows. You've got timber windows, sandstone foundation, and then a mud brick wall cladding. And yeah, it's really well built. One in 93, 94, won a HIA National Award for the house, so pretty cutting edge at the time. And unlike most mud bricks that are owner built, this is professionally built. It's got a lot of really high quality finishes. So you can see again, sandstone stairs. We've got a copper roof that's on the conservatory on the house. Nice covered bullnose verandas, the two of those on the house here. So there's a lot of infrastructure. So fairly level lawn area out around the house. So this can have easily fenced in dogs, kids, and all of those things, so that they're easy to access in and out of the house, and nice and easy for playing around. We've got a lot of irrigation that is set up for the garden areas, automated irrigation, so the owner's done a lot of work there. We've got bore water, gravity fed tank water. There's a lot of tanks around. There's also the lake which does have a leak in it, so we'll talk about that a bit more. Then the creek, which is we call it a winter creek. It actually runs most of the year, but not a big creek, so that runs through the property as well. So lots of water sources. As you can see, we are at the start of February, the driest month in Tasmania, and as you see around, it's still green right around the property. So really good area for the rainfall, plus the amount of water the owners have set up makes it a really good bulletproof property as far as irrigation and things. If you want to go into extensive agriculture, you may need to expand some of the dams, or just use the bore, certainly more than the owners have done, but it's all really well established. So a lot of money has been spent here, and the more you look, the more you see significant investment into the property. The conservatory section is double glazed, and the rest of it is single glazed around the house. So you can see with the shape that was sort of a V-shaped design almost, with the two wings heading out. And as we walk through, we've got like a master wing on one end, or your central living and studies and things in the middle, and then the other bedrooms up the other end. So quite a clever design for the home as well. So we might go back out around and have a look at the shed area, and then go around to the back of the house and show you around there. So as you can hear, we've been here for a little while now. It's very quiet area. The agriculture around, questions of that, it's really, there's no orchards or anything in this area. It's just running livestock on the paddocks, so and a lot of native bushland. So predominantly most of the rural land is used for those pursuits. There's a fair few hobby farms getting around, so lifestyle properties as well, but predominantly that's all that is used for the land, if anyone's got any questions about adjoining land use. So again, a lot of sealed area here, nice sandstone stairs down here up to the stable. We've got enough for 3 cars, which we've just parked our photographers and vehicles and things in here at the moment. Dual roller door and single. And then if we head around the back, we'll just show you through the workshop area. So the workshop's fairly full at the moment, so excuse that, but it's important to show you what's here. Before we go in, we might just sneak around. So it's a good spot to see some of the tank water. So we've got one large tank here, the 2 gravity fed ones up the top. There's another large tank over the other side over the house as well. We've got a lot of these concrete troughs in the paddocks for automatic gravity fed down into the troughs from the tanks as well, on float valves for the stock, so you don't have to worry about any of that. So as we head in here, the owner is an artist, so there's a lot of different art projects going on here, pottery and bits and pieces. So they've apologised that this is the art area. So there's a lot here, and upstairs we've got a nice big area. It's all carpeted, high ceilings again. Then nice gym space. A lot of the things, so as we walk around, the owners already have another home, and a lot of things like the gym equipment are certainly up for grabs. There's a lot of the furniture that's certainly available, and a lot of the infrastructure around the property, they're going residential after this, so there's certainly items that we can talk about if somebody's looking to continue running the property as it has been, that the owners won't need. There's certainly a lot of those kind of things around, so if we see any as we wander around, we'll point those out as well. So as we walk around the sandstone path through the beautiful ferns, camellias and established gardens, you can see heading around to the main entrance, we've got this nice big sandstone paving right around all the veranda, and nice high veranda ceilings, and then this takes us into the front door of the home here. So So as we step inside, we've got large linen storage on either side of the formal entry, tiled floor, and we're entering in. So it's sort of a mudroom, breezeway kind of entry area. Then as you come through the main door, you've got separate glass panelling. So you've got the dual layer of warmth protection, and coming in now, hydronic heating right throughout the house. So you see that is in just about every room you'll see different panels around. And then as we enter into this large area, it's a really cool space. So high rake ceilings, we've got a sandstone fireplace here in the middle of the home, again made from real sandstone, recycled beams, nice huge big beams, heaps of character, Tazote floors in this dining space. And if you can look around as we go into this conservatory, we've got the doors open today, but these close right up. So there's stacked back 4 doors and close up here, but opening up, it's a great space to entertain, a great sun trap, afternoon sun in here. So this room has been double glazed, and it's got a pressed tin ceiling on the inside. It's got a copper ceiling outside. It's a really cool space. The owners entertain a lot in here. Can fit a lot of people out in here for parties and a lot in here. So it's a really great space. It's also a great space to work in if you want to feel like you're in the garden through the colder months of the year or anything. You can sort of set yourself up in here and be surrounded right around by everything that's outside. So yeah, really cool. I love the high cedar windows up above there as well that have got the pattern triangles in there, and really cool ceiling shapes in amongst the pressed tin as well. So so many things to talk about in this room alone. We've got the built-in bookshelves. You've got a lot of surround sound system that you can probably just hear in the background a little bit going here. A lot of this can stay with the property. We've got a projector system and speakers that are wired in. So options depending on what people want. So we can have these things or not have some of them. The speakers are logical to stay, but the projector is actually tucked in behind the beam just up here. So as you come through, you can see the screen will come down there, so the projector can go through to the screen here. You've got the other TV mounted over on the wall. So similar up above the entry, if you're looking up, the similar pattern is right up high there as well with the glass work that's entering out there. Dining and kitchen area. So the kitchen has been upgraded appliance-wise. We've got beautiful timber benches and the upgraded appliances. So we've got the really cool Falcon stove and the Miele dishwasher, double door fridge. So really good spot again, looking out into the garden veranda and looking right through this large living area from this great kitchen space. We've also got a walk-in pantry. So if we sneak over here, got a decent sized walk-in pantry with good storage in that space as well. So heading up the hallway, in this wing we have 3 bedrooms, a study, quite a bit up here actually. So let's have a look through. So double bedroom here, certainly big enough to fit queen, even a king bed in here really. You've got the built-ins over there and a nice view out the window, good sized windows. So this is what we call bedrooms 3 and 4 side by side here, are very similar in size. Mirror reversed with the built-in around the corner again. So again, good sized bedrooms. Both got the hydronic heating in them, and some really very expensive lighting. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But as we head through bathroom in here, so the bathroom has been remodeled not that long ago. So we've got some nice Tazote fittings. We've got timber vanity, freestanding bath. Around the corner we've got the walk-in shower, toilet, and the hydronic heating, and if you have a look in here, we've got some, so I turn off some of the lighting, we've got some lighting underneath there that's under the vanity with some coloured lights. In this wing, so there's almost like two master suites. This is the guest suite down here, so bedroom 2, bay window, access onto the veranda, and with the French doors, and it's also got the fly screens, which are great. Not many properties go to that extent having the fly screens. We've got an access into the ceiling that you spot up there that can be opened up. So I won't do the whole thing, but not sure for any of you that haven't seen these, this is the ladder built in, so then you can just fold this out and pop up in there. You've got flooring and things up in there, so it's quite well done as well. And an ensuite off of this bedroom. So, and lots of storage up above. So we've got coming back out into the bedroom. We've got these cupboards. So good storage up here. Suitcases and the light can go up in this area. So it's a really big space if you have got guests coming over, to be well away from the living space and the master wing and have their own privacy, and yeah, really feel like they've got their own suite to holiday in. And we've got more linen storage, powder room, again remodelled as the bathroom has been, and then quite a good sized laundry, external access. So this is where we walked back around in towards the entry, and yeah, we've got Miele and LG appliances in here, and nice good sized sink, lots of extra storage in here, so plenty of storage space right throughout the house. That's another really good size for a 300 plus square metre house. There's also a lot of storage. It's almost feels like it's much bigger than that. Then the other room is one of the studies here. Again, we mentioned the owner's an artist, so this is her working painting area in here. So lots and lots of art going on at the moment, and lots of paint, but good sized room. You've got an exposed mud brick wall in here. There's a feature wall. And as we head back out into this entry space, you'll see the firewood storage in the back side of that open fire that's around the other side. So yeah, really cool feature to have in there. So then on the master suite wing, we're heading in here. We've got a private study, again with a feature mud brick wall on this side, more linen storage on the opposite side of the hallway as well. So again, looking out into the garden from this room, out those beautiful timber windows, more heating through the hydronic heating as well. And then as we head out, you've got this really large master suite down this end, which is luxurious in its appointments. You can see the size. Again, we've got the lighting, French doors, bay window, another window, plenty of room for a large bed to be in here, and have furnishing pieces, and really have plenty of privacy in the master suite. As we head back into the ensuite, so the ensuite was remodelled with the other bathroom that has the lighting under the vanity as well, with the coloured lighting. You've got the same size shower around the corner here, dual vanities, and really nice high ceilings again right through. You really feel with the light coming in from the northern side, and the high ceilings, the actual space that is in here. Heading back out, we've got the walk-in wardrobe. Again, two windows in here. Very easy to have these blinds down, but as you can see, nobody can see in. You're in the middle of sort of almost 50 acres, so very private. Whether you use the blinds or curtains in this house or not, lots of storage in this built-in wardrobe. So So as you've seen a fair bit of the property so far, we're lucky enough to be joined by Kevin, the owner, who's going to answer a few questions just because of the detail of what's involved here. Very unique, and you've done an amazing job of putting everything together over the last almost 30 years here, Ken.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah. Hopefully I can remember everything. It's a long journey.
Yeah. So, establishing the gardens, building the house, designing. So, tell me a little bit about the build and design process. So that was a local builder.
Yeah, we used a local builder stroke architect. It was one of his first projects.
Yes.
So we used local people. People down the valley was a stonemason.
Yes.
The carpenter was a guy who used to live there, very local.
Yep.
So we used a lot of local people. The only thing that really wasn't local was the mud bricks, the mud was imported from Launceston.
Okay, yep.
And a gang of people lived in a double-decker bus making them for about 2 months.
Yeah, okay. It is it's definitely the nicest mud brick I've ever seen. A lot of the mud bricks are built on a budget, where this is certainly on the other end of the scale, and it's architectural and it's high-end finishes, so it's quite unique in the mud brick houses, I suppose, from that point of view.
Yeah, well, we were trying to create something that was, with all the modern conveniences,
yes,
in a beautiful part of the world, but also something that looked like it was meant to be there.
Yeah.
And so we've had people thinking, well, they said to us, this was amazing, it's only just under 30 years old. I thought it was much older than that.
Yes.
And that's what we were trying to achieve.
Yeah.
It took us a while to get there, but it sort of looks like it's suited for the plot.
Yes.
And it appreciates the landscape, and hopefully the landscape complements it.
Yeah, sure does. You've done a great job of that. So, a few of the unique features, we've got a pressed tin ceiling up here in this awesome conservatory and a copper roof outside, and a great space that opens up with these stack of doors. It's something that really captures your eye from outside as soon as you turn up, and then inside as you walk through the door. It's
Well, originally the ceiling was actually glass, but it actually got too hot.
Yes.
We used to have bent windows and sailcloths, but it was reducing the usability of the room.
Yes.
So we thought, well, what can we do? And so copper roof, why wouldn't you put a copper roof?
So,
and it worked okay.
Yes.
I think it complements the house.
Yeah. Inside we've got those awesome beams which are really eye-catching, and a great, I guess, central sandstone fireplace that I guess works as a bit of a heat bank as well for the centre of the house, by kind of storing a lot of energy between the mud brick walls, and that it certainly does a lot of its own heating and cooling. I guess a bit more advanced probably in the 90s than what you were thinking, I suppose. It certainly works really well. So.
Well, the architect, I think, when they had this awards programme, said that he was using this as a centre for heat to generate outside.
Yes.
So it was being as efficient as possible. And of course, I take our view of how we heat and cool houses have changed over the last years.
Yeah.
But this has got underfloor heating.
Yes.
And although it's quite a large house, it seems quite cosy, because the fire in the winter time is quite it's quite informal and cosy.
And you've got the hydronic heating right around the house.
It's mainly in winters. Sometimes you do need them.
Yes.
But it's really good, because 6:30 the heating comes on.
Yes.
And it's you're ready to go and face the day after a cup of tea. That was something we designed and were insistent on from the beginning.
Yes. And how is your hydronic heating run from? Every house is different, so how do you?
Ours come from gas.
Yes.
Originally, we had this great idea to use a Italian Boschi wood heater to do it, but it was I was out there cutting wood all the time.
Yes.
And in the end, it just wasn't quite strong enough, so we changed to gas and put a new boiler only a few years back in, and it works really well.
Yes. No, it makes much easier and much more convenient to live with that.
Well, I've come from Europe, where winters are cold, and you wake up in the morning, you want to be warm, you don't want to be trying to put a log burner on to try and get warm. So.
No, yes. And look, I mean, it is the way the house is laid out. I guess, was that yours or the architect's idea, putting the master suite down one end and the guests and the other bedrooms at the other, and it's a very clever design. It's sort of in the multiple studies. You've got a lot of space, but where you can be away from other people in the house, but then come together in this big central area. So.
Yeah, well, that was a plan. They had kids, which the idea was their rooms were down there, and they've got playrooms, but as kids are, the whole house was theirs. But it was a great family house, and as much that we did have a little place to lock ourselves away a little bit, when they were sleeping or resting. Yep. So there was almost a parents' retreat.
Yes.
And the idea was that my office, which is one of the studies, could also be used as a nursery for further down, which we did do a little while because it's close to the main bedroom. For kids it was great. They had plenty of sleepovers and all that sort of stuff.
Plenty of room for lots of friends to come around here. I'm sure you'd be very popular with the pool and the tennis court and the things that you've got out here for sleepovers.
Well, they didn't all come at one time because the pool and tennis court were put in a little bit after the house was done. But for family parties, kids' parties, it was a very popular place. Pony rides and all that sort of stuff. So the kids had a great time, and so did we. Growing up here, so that was very important for the family life.
Let's talk a bit more about everything that is outside. So the swimming pool is one of the more luxurious I've seen in Tasmania. So tell us about the cover and the heating and the things that are around. You've got some sandstone paving. It's all safety fenced and everything there, but some pretty different features with how it's all set up compared to most. So.
We put in an area which was, because it's quite undulated around here, we had to find a place that was reasonably flat. And so the sliding cover wasn't on to start off with. That's only been put in the last 12, 14 months. But the limestone surround and the sandstone walls were all put in by a French stonemason who lives in Tasmania. Who's done some subsequent work for us, some maintenance. And we wanted to try and, with that wall, to try and get a European feel, which I think we've done.
Definitely.
And the limestone radiates warmth, so Tasmania's not the warmest place. But in a lovely day, it was really not very pleasant. The sliding roof and cover has been a godsend. I mean, it really, if it hadn't been available, that technology had been available when we first thought about pool, we would put it in straight away. Because you can use it all year. The maintenance is minimal. We haven't got leaves to get out.
That's good.
So you just basically you're in there and straight away. So we've only enjoyed it for the last 14 months, but I wish we had it 10 years ago. And the tennis court was the first thing, because myself and the kids were really keen tennis players and fans and family and friends who used to play. So that was just a really lovely outlook. Playing tennis. I've played tennis in quite a few places. I'm pretty hopeless at it. But that's one of the nicest outlooks I've had. Playing down the back end, trying to get balls back through the overlooking the valley. It's really nice. So it's an all-weather court as well. And we've got a tennis machine there to try and improve the pool play. So that works well.
There are a lot of things like that we've pointed out a few already in the video, but tennis ball machines and decking chairs for the pool, and there's a lot of farm equipment, and so there's bits and pieces for people, and everyone would be wondering why you would want to leave such a place, but you've got much more exciting things in Tasmania and overseas, so too many houses and not enough time to enjoy them all.
Well, it's a terrible thing to say, but too many houses, and we've had a fantastic time, and every time we think about selling, we decide not to, but it's now getting to the stage where we spend a bit more time in Europe. It's just the house is a fantastic place for us, but it's time for us to reduce at least one of the places, and it'll be a shame to leave it, but all things
somebody else to enjoy it all the time instead of a little bit of the year.
If we're not here for 6 months of the year, I think it's a real shame that somebody's not living here full time. That's what these sort of houses need to be lived in and appreciated. So.
Probably some of the last things I'd like to finish up with before we go out and do a bit more of a tour is the paddock area we've mentioned and already shown people there, but the water system that you've got set up is very extensive and very well thought out. So maybe explain that to everybody, how you run that from the paddocks and the gardens and the sources and everything. So.
Well, way back when we were thinking about buying a place in the country, I went on a course in Sydney about farming.
Yes.
I knew nothing about farming. I still don't know that much. But one thing I did know, you need plenty of water.
Yes.
And so we're blessed down this valley that we get a decent rainfall.
Yep.
But like everywhere, you know, we get with things need irrigating. We've got to make sure it's environmentally correct how we do it. And so we put a bore in many years back.
Yes.
To pump up to 2 tanks at the top of the property, and then they're gravity fed back down.
Yep.
So that we can water the gardens.
Yes.
As a last resort, obviously firefighting. We've never used them, but we've got all the equipment for it.
Yeah.
And only in the last 3 or 4 months we've actually changed the setup where we put a new bore pump in, which automatically tops up the top 2 tanks.
Yes.
Before I used to go up there, run all the way up there, bang on the roof.
Check it.
Put something in. Now it does it by itself.
Yeah. Okay.
And we've just also done the same with our pump to water from our tanks to the house water.
Yes.
We do have town water,
Yep.
but we also use tank water to supplement the pressure.
Yes.
So we get, sometimes we get water shortages around.
Yep.
The pressure drops. Not here because we've got this new pump in and all the filtration
Yes. Yeah.
systems in. So yeah, I mean it was something that was suggested and discussed, and we thought it's the best way to do things.
Yeah.
And we always feel really comfortable that we're not. The gardens aren't going to dry out. We've got enough water to get through. If we did have an emergency.
Yes.
You've
got lots of additional tank water storage as well.
Absolutely. As I said, I can't have too much water.
Yes. Yeah. The swimming pool full, and and then you've got the lake. So we have there's a little bit of a leak in part of the wall, but it's a quite picturesque sort of lake the way you have set that up, and certainly fits in really well with the landscape there.
Well, we used to have a good boating thing with the kids on there, and it does leak a little bit, but I do have a line from the board to top it up every couple of weeks. So, but
you haven't put plastic liners in and gone to that extent. But it's pretty easy if somebody wants to stop it leaking to do things like that. I suppose.
If I'd have been sensible, I would have stopped getting excavators and put the plastic liner in.
Yes.
I didn't. So that's a journey for somebody else.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they can enjoy that. And the creek over there runs a fair bit of the year.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. We without trying to over egg the pudding.
Yes.
We've had platypus in there quite regularly, and haven't seen them the last couple of years. But we get a lot of wildlife over there as well. So, So and we have 10 acres of bush where the creek runs through, and we determined to leave that natural for the natural
quite pretty bush, south facing, a lot of rainforesty type environment over there. So
we fenced it so we can't to try and reduce the wallaby problem, because everyone has wallaby problems in the countryside. But we just leave it for the animals and the natural inhabitants of the place. So, So it's nice. It's nice to see the trees.
Yep. Each of the paddocks has got the gravity-fed water troughs set up. What have you ran on the property yourself over the years?
Quite a few things. Started off with cows until in those days there wasn't much money in cows, and I wasn't very good at it. But we used to have 24 head or something like that.
That's pretty valuable today.
Back when I was doing it, it didn't seem to be that valuable. Then there was the sheep situation. So we had sheep to keep the grass down. 35 sheep or something. But mostly the livestock we've had has been horses. Because my wife, myself, are both keen on horses. The kids were. So and we used to rescue horses. So we had 13 or 15 horses at one stage.
So there's a fair bit of horse infrastructure which is there. So if somebody is into horses, what have we got up the back?
We've got a round ring there, a small barn with a hay shed there for horses, a tack room for the gear. We didn't put stables in because I'm not going to believe of stables. I think rug horses in Tasmania don't get any diseases that you get in stables.
Yes.
But having said that, we used to accommodate 14 or 15 horses of various ages, various ages, and apart from the actual hard work of lugging out coats every night, it worked well. Because we've also got small little horse paddocks near the barn, so a small pony can be in there if it doesn't need too much food and stuff. So we've got all that in there. It's and it's a very good property for horses. It's because it's quite undulating, so they're not sitting around. They have to walk around and feed, and they keep a bit of exercise.
So it's a fair bit, and the garden area, you've got a lot of irrigation set up around the garden.
It's all automated rather. And I think you've seen the photos of when the house
when it was first built. So
it's turned into something half decent now, and it's a very pleasant garden. Again, it was, when the kids were about, it was playing football and cricket all the time. So it was. It's a family garden. It wasn't too precious, but it was very pleasant. So.
No, that's great. So thanks for your time. We'll continue our tour, and hopefully that's given you a lot of insight into some of the things about this property. And if you're on the other side of Bass Strait, obviously not able to get here, hopefully Kevin's details there will make it much easier for you to make that decision to see if Toad Hall can be yours.
Right, so we're just walking back through. This is the master suite where I was talking on the front level lawn area earlier. So as we head back around, we've got the back door or front door entrance coming from this direction, and so just head out here and into, I'd say this is where the raspberry netted area is, heading out of the garden into where all of our swimming pool and tennis courts and exciting adventurous things are out here. So we've got a lawn for playing bocce and things on, or setting up for entertaining in amongst all of this great outdoor area. You can see our videographer over there getting some video of the property. So this is a golf house. We've got a 3-hole golf course, and then heading the property. So again, you can just see those 2 tanks up on the hill on the back boundary there. We're starting to picture together. So it's another one of the paddocks up there. Then this area is all in one. We've got about 3-acre paddock over in that bottom corner, and then the bush is all fenced off, and that kind of goes up into a triangle up in this direction from over in there. So you can see some pretty nice bush, a lot of ferns and things in the understory. So we might head down here and have a look at the pool. So that's got a reverse cycle kind of heating system here, filters and everything set up there, safety gate, limestone, as Kevin mentioned, around all of the paving. So and a great cover. So this is Perspex with aluminium frame similar to an aluminium window. It's only about, I think like he said, 14 months old. I think it was pretty close to $80,000 or something to put this in. So certainly a pretty handy thing to have to make it usable all year round. Between the heating and that enclosure, you've got a lot of beautiful deciduous trees, but they can also create some leaves in the autumn time and things. So it's really nice to have that. As you can see, the sandstone dry stacked wall through here. Again, we've got another exit entry out into the garden, heading back through those ornamental and back around to where the fruit trees are in this direction. These rails that you see going through can actually stack both sides right back. So what we can have is really these pieces sitting back here and the whole pool area open, or you can have part of it open, or you can have it fully enclosed because you've got the windows on either end and the doorway that's open there, so you can actually just have it fully enclosed. So in the winter time, if you want to keep it closed, it's really good to do that. We've got the pool lounge chairs there. So lots of ideas. It'd be awesome private retreat for you to live on and enjoy, but potentially commercial opportunities with this kind of property, subject to getting council approvals. I was wandering around thinking it'd be such a great thing to share with people. So if you wanted to use it for potentially holiday accommodation, cabins or caravan parks or different things, there's some of those things won't be allowed in the zonings, but certainly some of them are discretionary uses. So farm stays are probably one that would be more likely in this zoning to be definitely approved. As you see, the dam, you can fill it from the bore and keep it so the leak doesn't, the spring and the winter time it sort of fills up a bit more and stays full, so it does stay like this all the time or pretty close to it. It's just doesn't quite fill right up around the edges, so the leaking area must be in the higher section anyway there. So as you can see over in here, this is where the winter creek, so that's all fenced off. So heading back there, it'll make more sense on the drone imagery that will give you some guides and the maps and things that are with the property. So beautiful man ferns up in the gully there, and you're starting to get a bit of a picture of the property setting back out here, looking across at it. So it's quite a nice feeling to sit in this area. You can see a couple of houses in the distance, so you have got neighbours, but you're so private from them that you can't see each other, especially from the house area. So tennis court down the bottom here. We'll go down now and have a wander over that. There's a little dam down below us here, so the dam up there, so we've got plenty of water options. But with the town water, the bore water and all the extensive roof storage and tank water, it's water should never be an issue with this property, and depending on how you want to run it, it's got so many options there. So down the tennis court, as you can see, it's really well set up, full size. We've got the higher fencing around both ends, and a really well set up area. We've got power down here to run the tennis ball machine if you're wanting to do some training. The net can come out, so if you want to use it for riding kids' bikes or a game of cricket or anything like that, you can certainly multiple uses down in this area. So it's really handy having a big level area fenced off. So again, great, safe for kids if you've got little people wanting to ride around on bikes and that sort of thing. So very unique to have a tennis court like this in the Huon Valley. So as you can see, we're at the garage again, the sealed area, and heading up to the stable, tack room, sorry, not the stables. Around here we've got 3 larger gas bottles, so hot water and the heating will run off of those. And heading up to this area here, you've got the round yard over in that section, and then this little fenced off space, which is great for keeping horses or sheep or anything in, calves, if you want them next to the house and the sheds. As we go in here, we've got the hay shed area. Tractor shed. Then as we head out here, you see the rest of this area, so round yard and looking back down onto the property. And we might just go for a little walk up this centre fence line just to give you a bit of a perspective looking back down onto the property. The drone's probably already given you a really good idea of the whole place, but sitting up here fairly central kind of gives you a really good feel. You can see again February, still lots of green in the paddocks, so really good feed all year. They do cut a fair bit of hay off of the property, and as we're sitting here north up the valley this way, so we've got a northwest slope on most of the land. The bushland slopes back more towards the south, and then you've got a bit of north and northeast slopes on some of these angles, but a lot of it predominantly is sloping out towards the northwest. So here we are over on the other side of the same central paddock, looking over at this far side paddock, another small dam over in here, and looking back at the house again from a different angle and up into the valley. And yes, quite picturesque area looking up into all that bushland. So proximity wise, we haven't spoken about that yet, so distance here, we're around probably 10-12 minutes back into Cygnet, about 10 minutes over into Kettering, and around 40 minutes into Hobart, 35 minutes sort of into the CBD area of Hobart in that time frame from here. So quite commutable area. You've got a lot of schools and services and things in Cygnet. Quite a few options heading Kettering or south to Woodbridge or north up Margate and Kingston Way. You've got a lot of infrastructure there, so we're quite central to a lot of towns, schools and bits and pieces in the area. So really good location for the privacy and aspect and everything on offer. Here it's a real secluded treat that not many people would even know exists and has this much infrastructure here on this amazing property. So thanks for taking the time to watch the full detailed walkthrough video. Hope we've been able to shed some light on a lot of your questions that you may have on the property, and look forward to either hopefully seeing you here in person for an inspection if possible. If not, then you've got more detailed questions, please reach out and we'll send through as much information as we can about Toad Hall.